Honorable Speaker, Deputy Executive Mayor, Chief Whip, members of the Mayoral Committee, councillors, City Manager, Chief Financial Officer, and Executive Directors, representatives of the media, members of the public, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Reverend Kevin Alberts this morning raised a very critical point, very important point that we should not miss. And he asked the question, very important question, what are we doing here? Now, there are two issues that I want to raise about that, and that is that the first statement I want to make is that when we look at life, life is but a fleeting moment, then it's gone. Secondly is that when we look at some of the organizations and people coming to this world, they come in and they go out on the other side without ever being here. Let us look at Drakenstein. Firstly, in answering the Reverend's question, the purpose of submitting this budget, this annual budget for Drakenstein, is firstly to ensure sound financial planning, transparency, accountability, and efficient delivery of services to the residents of Drakenstein. There's a number of key principles that we keep in mind. Firstly, is strategic financial planning, very important for us. Legislative compliance, transparency and accountability, resource allocation, service delivery, public participation, and very important, performance management. This is both a financial roadmap for Drakenstein as well as a social contract with the citizens of Drakenstein. It is therefore a great privilege to deliver my budget speech and table the 2025-2026 budget. At a total of 4.4 billion rand, it is Drakenstein municipality's largest annual budget to date. Speaker, on the national front, the economy is not showing any positive signs of recovery. Currently, the inflation rate is 4.9%, which is within the National Treasury norm of 3 to 6%. The national fiscus is shrinking due to increased government debt, resulting in reduction in national and provincial grants. The national government sits with a budget deficit of 75 billion rand due to the successful court case against the VAT increase of 0.5%. Minister Enoch Godongwana indicated that he will revise the Division of Revenue Act to cut back on revenue allocations to national departments, provincial governments, and municipalities. Fortunately, this did not happen, and allocations remain unchanged. For the first time in 3 years, the fuel levy will increase, and the above inflation increases in sin taxes announced in the March budget have been retained in order to address the national deficit. Locally, the effect is mostly felt by the sharp increase in fuel, food, and electricity prices, amongst others. During these challenging times, we need to be innovative while continuing to exercise fiscal discipline in Drakenstein. Drakenstein Municipality received its 10th clean audit opinion from the Auditor General of South Africa for the 2023-2024 financial year. I want to thank the Deputy Executive Mayor, our MMCs, councillors, the City Manager, CFO, Executive Directors, and all our staff for their contributions to achieving these outstanding results. Our main objective is to deliver excellent and affordable services to all our residents. During the heavy rains in July last year, Drakenstein was able to initiate a working group with the assistance of our Deputy Mayor in MEC, Anton Bradel, consisting of the Provincial Disaster Management Centre, City of Cape Town, who is the owner of the Wemmershoek Dam, the Department of Water and Sanitation, as well as our own officials. The purpose of the group was to monitor the flow of the Berg River and the levels of the Wemmershoek Dam. The team used detailed weather forecasting technology to determine when and where heavy rainfall would occur and what the impact of the downpour on the river would be. This team worked 24 hours a day to keep the level of the river from overflowing its banks by strategically opening and closing the sluice gates of the dam. This team remains in contact with each other, building on the relationship that contributed to last year's success. I wish to mention this because we are going into the rainy season again. Speaker, vandalism and theft of municipal infrastructure and assets are rapidly increasing in certain areas. Our electricity division repairs damaged infrastructure on an ongoing basis. While the municipality is making great strides, we appeal to our residents to report cable theft and infrastructure vandalism on our toll-free number 080-131-3553. The Draft Integrated Development Plan, IDP, budget, the budget-related policies, and draft tariffs were tabled at Council on 28 March 2025, and it was approved for public participation. Speaker, with the 5th consecutive year, Drakenstein Municipality successfully hosted a series of community open days where residents could engage with ward councillors and municipal officials to raise concerns and provide input into the draft budget, the IDP, and the SDF were advertised for community input. Communities were notified of these engagements through various channels, including newspaper advertisements, pamphlet distributions, radio interviews, loud hailing, Facebook, the municipality's website, SMSs, communication, and via ward councillors. The 33 wards were clustered into 20 open day sessions held over a 3-week period from 31st March to 16th April 2025. Speaker, we also found that there was confusion regarding the new valuation role. Residential properties went up by 60% on average, which caused the residents to think that their property tax would also go up by 60%. To clarify the confusion, the Deputy Mayor and the City Manager attended 12 public meetings, town hall meetings, to provide the correct information to the community. Written comments were also received from the Provincial IDP and Budget Assessment Team, Councillor Jacobs from CDR, Councillor Landsberg from the Freedom Front Plus, the Freedom Front Plus as a collective, AfriForum, Dr. Stander on behalf of Drakenstein Civic Association, Drakenstein Farm Watch, and the community. All these comments were carefully scrutinized and considered. Detailed feedback on the comments received is attached to the budget item in Annexure A, where you can follow it up. When we look at the economic and financial overview, South Africa's economy recorded a 0.6% growth rate in 2024, marginally lower than the 0.7% growth rate recorded in 2023. Although these growth rates are still below the 4% actual growth achieved through the Western Cape government's growth for jobs strategy, there are positive performances such as actual growth of 3.5% by Drakenstein municipality, which indicates that the national, provincial, and local economies are on a recovery path from the devastating impact of COVID-19 lockdown. Higher economic activities in the finance, real estate, and business service sectors, as well as personal services, electricity, gas, and water contributed the most to the annual increase in real national GDP of 0.6% in 2024. Over the past 3 years, Drakenstein's economy has experienced rapid growth, sustained by increased manufacturing, retail trade, finance, agriculture, and construction activities, amongst others. The recent extension of the Paarl Mall and the construction of 3 new malls in Paarl, that is the Drakenstein Center, Paarl Convenience Center, and Optinos Village, and 2 shopping centers in the pipeline, that is the Winelands Mall and the Bossenmeer Center, are indications of strong business confidence in the local economy by retailers as well as investors. Major roads are being upgraded to ensure a smooth flow of economic goods and consumers, with the Mandela Freedom Road, the R301 as we all know it, from the N1 to Klipbrug Road, already completed. The upgrade of the R45 between Old Paarl Road and Franschhoek Pass, implemented by the Western Cape government, is ongoing and making good progress. The project is expected to be completed by early 2027 and created approximately 384 job opportunities and bring an investment of approximately 750 million rand to Drakenstein. The unemployment rate of the municipal area has dropped from 18.9% in 2021 to 15.2% in 2023, much lower than the national figure of 33%. And it is expected, Speaker, to be around 14% for 2024. In the construction sector alone, an estimated 577 job opportunities were created in 2024 in various government projects within the municipal area. And 37 small contractors were awarded subcontracts. The construction of Dal Josephat Primary School has also resumed, and local contractors are set to benefit from this project. Available data indicates that the Drakenstein economy was valued at approximately 25 billion rand in 2020, 32 billion rand in 2023. And given the increased investments and economic activities currently, it is likely that the value of the economy is approaching 35 billion rand in 2025. The local economy also benefited from reduction in fuel prices announced in March. The petrol price dropped by 7% per litre, while the price of diesel decreased by 17.5% per litre. Lower international fuel prices have helped ease inflationary pressure to multi-year lows. However, with the fuel levy increase announced by the National Treasury as from 4 June, the general fuel levy in petrol will increase 16 cents and on diesel by 15 cents, which negates the effect of the lower fuel prices. Inflation has receded, supported by well-calibrated monetary policies and the unwinding of supply shocks. Headline consumer price inflation accelerated from a low of 2.8% in October 2024 to 3.2% in February 2025, amid an acceleration in non-durable good price inflation due to the much lower rate of deflation in fuel prices. The main contributors to the 3.2% annual inflation rate were housing and utilities, food and non-alcoholic beverages, and restaurants and accommodation services. Annual producer price inflation was 1% in February, down from 1.1% in January 2025. Speaker, ongoing conflicts and wars, geopolitical tensions, economic fragmentation, and rising protectionism, disruptions to global supply chains, elevated public and private debt levels, and high debt service costs, persistent inflation, climate change, and frequent extreme weather events were highlighted during the recent G20 meeting held in South Africa as risks that may hinder the achievement of strong, sustainable, balanced, and inclusive economic growth. We are encouraged by the spread of diverse development across Drakenstein, such as continued private investment in residential developments throughout Drakenstein. In Northern Paarl, the Paarl Valley Lifestyle Estate is continuing with the construction, with over 20 families already having moved in. The Upton Horse Retail Center has also been operating for the past few months. In the Southern Paarl area, construction on the 2 on Tabak development is nearing completion, and construction is progressing in the Winelands Square Retail Center that will be home to the new Checkers Hyper on the N1 corridor, with an anticipated opening date of October 2025. The latest information on this construction indicates that a total of 231 job opportunities will be created to date. Construction has also recently commenced at the Paarlberg Retail Center adjacent to Bossenmeer, with an anticipated opening date of November 2025. Together with various residential developments in Wellington currently progressing with construction, the above-mentioned confirm investors' confidence in the Drakenstein brand. One of the key revenue enhancement initiatives was a continued focus on promoting development and investment in Drakenstein. During the 2024-2025 financial year, 515 new residential opportunities, 12,737 square meters of new commercial development, and 16,232 square meters of new industrial developments were granted land use development rights. In addition, Speaker, to these accomplishments, land use rights application for 650 new residential opportunities, 34,699 square meters of new commercial land, and 142,474 square meters of new industrial developments are currently being processed. A total of 1,373 building plan approvals were granted for a period 1 July 2024 up to date. The total value of approved building plans is approximately 2.84 billion rand. The approvals consist of the following: 1,225 residential building plans to the value of 2.15 billion, 57 commercial building plans to the value of 393 million rand, 40 agricultural building plans to the value of 114 million rand, 31 industrial building plans to the value of 147 million rand, and the remaining 20 building plans represent a variety of other users, such as state, institutional users, and minor building works to the value of 40 million rand. To preserve business confidence in our area, we have established a new investment area management section. This team has already made great strides in improving business retention as well as expansion. The resulting output of this section have earned accolades for the Drakenstein Business Chamber. Speaker, during the past year, we have confirmed our record of excellent service delivery, good governance, and sound financial management. Let us now reflect on some of the highlights of the past financial year. Key financial ratio achievements are, amongst others, the following. Our staff cost at 27.16% of our total operating budget, while the industry norm is between 25% and 40%. Our current ratio, liquidity, improved from 1.85 in June 2024 to 2.19 in April 2025, while the industry norm is 1.5. Water distribution losses are currently 21.9%, while the industry norm is between 15% and 30%. And electricity losses are 7.09%, while the industry norm is 7% to 10%. We previously made various commitments to our community. Let us reflect on some of the positive outcomes. Firstly, budget allocations to the Vlakkeland Housing Project to date have contributed to the servicing of 942 sites and the construction and occupation of 754 houses since the start of this project. The development of Nieuwdrift Cemetery, a 2.5 million rand project to provide much needed burial space in the Drakenstein area, is well underway, and this phase is scheduled for completion by the end of June 2025. The tarring of the western side parking at Dal Josephat Stadium became a reality at 6.7 million rand and is also scheduled to be finalized by the end of June 2025. Basic services were upgraded in informal settlements at a cost of 5 million rand. An estimated 351 million rand was spent on upgrading water and wastewater systems in Paarl and Wellington. This includes an amount of 326 million rand budget facility for infrastructure allocation received from the National Treasury for the upgrade of our bulk sewage network and treatment capacity at Paarl Wastewater Treatment Works that will benefit the whole of Drakenstein. Stormwater systems throughout Drakenstein were upgraded at a cost of 7.5 million rand. The capacity of the Dalweding electricity substation and Vlakkeland switching station was increased to supply the new Vlakkeland housing development at an estimated cost of 2.9 million rand. Various electricity upgrades on electrical networks and replacements due to vandalism were done in various parts of Drakenstein area for the amount of 22.6 million rand. And roads across Drakenstein were upgraded and resealed at an estimated cost of 18.5 million rand, with an additional 32 million rand allocated specifically to the rebuild of Dromadaris Road. After numerous engagements with the Western Cape MEC for human settlement, the Simondium housing project was approved, and funding was made available and allocated to the municipality for implementation. Unfortunately, Speaker, the development of bulk and internal infrastructure services at the Simondium housing project had to be halted due to activities that triggered additional unforeseen environmental requirements, thereby delaying the project. We are currently awaiting environmental authorization and will continue implementation as soon as it is received. Speaker, the proposed total budget for the 2025-2026 financial year amounts to 4.4 billion rand, comprising of a 3.7 billion rand operating budget and 714 million rand capital budget. I will summarize the budget in terms of the following. Firstly, expanded public works program, EPWP as we know it. Secondly, ward committee support. 3, land use and urbanization management. 4, water and sanitation and budget facility infrastructure, BFI as we know it. Electricity and load shedding resilience. Waste management, roads and stormwater, fleet supplementation, sport facilities, parks and cemeteries, tourism, public safety and municipal courts, community development, financial assistance to the poor, that's very important, new tariffs, and finally, my concluding remarks. Let's start with the EPWP. Speaker, we must create job opportunities fairly and transparently. In this regard, the EPWP policy and procedures ensures that recruitment, selection, and contract administration are correctly implemented. The budget allocation for EPWP for the 2025 and 2026 financial year makes provision for approximately 461 job opportunities at an estimated cost of 21.6 million rand. The National Department of Transport and Public Works, EPWP grant, contributes 3.3 billion rand, while Drakenstein Municipality contributes 18.3 million rand. My apologies. The program will primarily focus on the following projects: solid waste, refuse removal, cleaning projects, which include refuge machine handling training, parks, ensuring that our public open areas and road verges are well maintained and clean, community facilities and services such as cemeteries, resorts, parks, sports fields, and grass cutting. Public safety projects such as peace officers, security guards, and firefighter training. Fifthly, cleaning and maintaining of stormwater systems and catch pits. Artisan training in the mechanical workshop, informal settlement and demolition of illegal structures, and lastly, maintenance of rental stock. We will also focus on improving the efficiency of EPWP projects by applying the lessons learned from the illegal dumping hotspot EPWP pilot projects. These projects are based on performance management principles where output is measured and remuneration is linked to the level of services achieved in specific areas. Our ward committee support. Speaker, to ensure visible change and larger impact in wards through ward projects, it has been decided that ward allocation will be structured according to the themes and will consist of the following projects: clean and green projects, assisting disabled, elderly, and youth through direct donations to non-profit organizations, that is our NPOs, ECDs, and neighborhood watches, and job opportunities, that is community initiatives. Each ward committee member will also receive a quarterly stipend of 900 rand for assisting the ward councillor. Please note that, ward councillors. Land use and urbanization management. Speaker, one of the national government's mandates is to provide housing opportunities to all South Africans. The inability to fulfill this mandate has forced Drakenstein Municipality to focus on the management of urbanization, to manage the growing demand and the need for adequate housing opportunities in our municipality. We have listened to our residents and are reorganizing our approach, resources, and focus towards this problem. Drakenstein's urbanization and human settlement challenges are enormous. The number of backyard dwellers is rising, not only on private premises, but also at our rental stock units. I know this will take time and additional resources, but it is an important process that needs to happen now. National housing legislation prescribes that the municipality must perform this function on behalf of national government with financial assistance from the national fiscus. In this regard, a grant allocation of 30.7 million rand has been awarded to the municipality for the 2025-2026 financial year. The bulk of the funds will be used to service sites at the Simondium housing development. A council contribution of 20 million rand is also earmarked for spending on this housing project. Through the Informal Settlements Upgrading Partnership Grant, an amount of 12.7 million rand was allocated to Drakenstein Municipality for improvements on Lovers Lane and other informal settlements. The maintenance of aged municipal rental stock is high on the priority list. 5 million rand has been provided for the maintenance of the rental stock and to rectify structural defects. Water and sanitation. One of the basic services that the municipality is obligated to provide is clean drinking water and sanitation. We are budgeting 465 million rand for these services, which will include the following: rehabilitation and upgrade of the Paarl wastewater treatment works, 426 million rand. Rehabilitation and extension of Wellington wastewater treatment works, 3.9 million rand. Simondium bulk services, 20 million rand. Replacement of water networks, 19.5 million rand. Upgrade and replacement of basic services, 2 million rand. Replacement of equipment for water and sanitation services, 2.9 million rand. And replacement of sewage networks, 5.1 million rand. Budget facility for infrastructure is not the BFI as we know it. Due to the municipality's excellent track record on good governance and ability to spend capital budget, CapEx, we were awarded a 1.4 billion rand by the National Treasury for the upgrade of our bulk sewage network and Paarl wastewater treatment works in the 2023-2024 financial year. This project will continue over the next 3 years and benefit all our residents. The decision to award Drakenstein Municipality a BFI grant was a clear sign that a healthy investment climate has been created in Drakenstein. It was also an endorsement of the municipality's competence to spend the allocated budget on infrastructure upgrades in the interest of our citizens. Procurement processes were completed for the first 2 projects and started in September 2023. These include the first phase of the upgrading of the Paarl wastewater treatment works and the construction of the Southern Paarl bulk sewer. These projects aim to improve affluent quality, meet current service demands, and support capacity for growth and future development across all areas of Paarl, Simondium, and Wellington. Let's look at electricity. The 2025-2026 budget makes provision for 65.7 million rand to cater inter alia for the following electricity infrastructure projects. Replacement of old equipment, 4.8 million rand. Increase existing medium tension network capacity, 5.6 million rand. Increase existing low tension network capacity, 1.2 million rand. Increase existing high tension network capacity, 1.5 million rand. Upgrade the Alwyding substation and switchgear, 10.5 million rand. Upgrading SCADA system, 3.1 million rand. An electrical infrastructure upgrade program, which will include the electrification of informal settlements, 2.5 million rand. That is also high on the agenda. Waste management. Speaker, waste management remains one of our biggest challenges in Drakensberg, the district and the province, and may I say countrywide. We want our residents to take ownership of the environment and work with the municipality to keep Drakensberg clean. Only then will we win the war against waste. Several initiatives are being planned for this financial year to reduce and control illegal dumping and to ensure a clean, beautiful, and healthy Drakensberg for all of us. The following initiatives will be implemented. We will continue and increase the placing and servicing of skips in hotspot areas. A ward-based cleaning project identified and motivated by myself will be further implemented to keep identified hotspots clean with the support of EPWP workers and the municipality's waste collection services. We will continue to use EPWP workers to clean specific problem areas on a scheduled basis, and the housing inspectors will monitor the refuse removal in informal settlements. The following provision has been made for waste management projects in the 2025-2026 financial book year. 1.5 million rand for purchasing skips, streets, refuse bins, and wheelie bins to ensure that a higher number of formalized areas dispose of their waste. 1.15 million rand for upgrading and operationalizing the satellite stations. 5 million rand for purchasing and recycling and other vehicles. And 8 million rand for the refuse compactor renewal program. Let's go to roads and stormwater. Speaker, a well-developed and maintained integrated road network is of utmost importance. Therefore, the maintenance and upgrading of roads and stormwater infrastructure is a focus area, and we have provided 51.7 million rand for the 2025-2026 financial book year. The following provisions has been made for roads and stormwater projects in the 2025-2026 financial year. The rebuilding of the Dromedaris Road, 21 million rand. Resealing of roads over Drakensberg, as we've seen, we started last year, 17.8 million rand for the new financial book year. Upgrading of Lady Grey and surrounding areas, 1.7 million rand. We have already started in Lady Grey Street. Refurbishing of stormwater systems, 6 million rand. And upgrading of traffic lights, traffic calming measures, those strips in the road, tarring of sidewalks, bus shelters, closing of walkways, and machinery and equipment, 3.4 million rand. The upgrading of Main Road 201 to a dual carriage way between the N1 and Klipperig Road has been completed, thanks to a total contribution by Council of 80 million rand over the last 4 financial years. The project's total cost amounted to 215 million rand. The project was implemented by the provincial government, who also provided the balance of the funding for this catalytic project. The project created approximately 240 job opportunities. Our fleet supplement program. Our fleet plays a critical role in supporting daily operations and ensuring efficient service delivery. It's our vehicles driving up and down. We allocated 32.4 million rand towards supplementing and modernizing our current fleet across all departments. Our vehicles are getting old. This investment will enable us to build a more reliable and efficient fleet, ensuring that we continue to meet the service delivery needs of our community. We need those compactors and trucks to run. They need to be up to date. Let's look at sport facilities, parks, and cemeteries. Speaker, the infrastructure for sport, parks, and cemeteries is also an important focus area in our IDP. And we have allocated 16.7 million rand for this purpose in the 2025-2026 financial book year. The main capital projects include the continued upgrading of the parking area at the Dal Josephat Athletic Stadium at a cost of 2.5 million rand, as we can all see as we pass it on our way to Wellington. Specific works at the Kraal Sport Facility, 1 million rand. The further establishment of the Nieuwedrift Cemetery, 3 million rand. The upgrading of swimming pools and sport facilities in Gouda and Hermon, 1.8 million rand. The upgrading of facilities at New Orleans Park, as well as the upgrading of parks, main roads, and tools of the trade, 7.4 million rand. To ensure that our communities have safe access to Paarl Mountain, 500,000 rand has been allocated for the upgrade of roads leading up to the various areas in the mountain. I've invited councillors in the past, and I'm doing it again. Please go and visit Paarl Mountain. It's very beautiful. Tourism. During the past year, the municipality has shifted its tourism focus to create an enabling environment for the private sector to lead the tourism sector growth in Drakenstein. This change in approach led to the development of a joint tourism agenda to set out the growth path for tourism in Drakenstein. We are encouraged by the tourism sector's drive to boost the industry and welcome the recent expansion of Labourie's estate 5-star accommodation offering. Plaisir Wine Estate and Diamond Estate exquisite function venue offerings, and the recent launch of the Paarl Boutique Hotel, which is testimony to the overall business confidence that people have in Drakenstein. The most notable change in the municipality's basket of destination marketing services is the revival of the hashtag Visit Wellington, hashtag Visit Paarls social media platforms currently managed by a local service provider appointed to do the specific destination marketing service. And as I reflect, we can confidently say that the destination is coming into its right as a premium events destination. In September 2024, the municipality successfully hosted the 17th Fair Trade Towns and Cities International Conference in Paarl. This was a first for Africa. Just 2 months ago, Paarl played host to 4 stages of the most untamed mountain biking race in the world, the Absa Cape Epic. Finally, the format of the annual Drakenstein Festival of Lights, as my friend there at the back is always complaining about, was changed, and the feedback received was very positive. This year, we will have a few amendments to incorporate the lessons that we have learned. Thank you very much, Councillor Jacobs. Public safety. Speaker, the core principle guiding our strategy to enhance public safety in the municipality is the security and well-being of our residents. Drakenstein municipality has made remarkable progress in enhancing safety, creating a more inviting environment for investment that will benefit our citizens. The Public Safety Department has collaborated with key stakeholders like the South African Police, community policing forums, neighborhood watches, and private security firms to create a sustainable and significant impact through force multiplication. The launch of the Green Rangers program has improved safety protocols in Paarl Mountain and the Arboretum. Green Rangers are essential in promoting the safety and well-being of those who come to enjoy these natural spaces. And we plan to broaden this program in the coming year. It's working for us. Through continuous engagement with the community, we have created a focused and visible approach to bylaw enforcement. The Drakenstein Operational Control Center is poised to significant expansion and enhancement in the upcoming financial book year. This initiative will strengthen collaboration with safety partners and stakeholders to improve the effectiveness of incident response. By fostering deeper integration, we will facilitate the seamless exchange of vital data, information, and expertise. Furthermore, we will expand our network of strategically positioned CCTV cameras, align them with our safety partner system, going to integrate them. This will ensure that incidents are managed with unprecedented speed and efficiency. In addition, we will harness drone technology to provide real-time aerial footage, further augmenting our ability to respond effectively to any situation. Traffic services are a vital component to Drakenstein municipality's public safety framework. The municipality has successfully adopted an innovative electronic learner licensing system, of which Drakenstein municipality is a front runner in the province. We're doing things here. In 2024-2025 financial year, the municipality encountered a significant increase in veld and bushfires, with notable incidents like the Paarl Mountain fire and the Groenberg Mountain fire. During these challenging times, the fire and rescue service team demonstrated, as everyone could see, exceptional commitment and dedication to servicing the residents of Drakenstein. The fire and rescue service further focused on a collective effort as guided by existing agreements to exemplify the spirit of community service and highlight the importance of shared responsibility for safety and security throughout our region, while working with neighboring municipalities in serious fire outbreaks. And in this regard, I want to pass my sincere appreciation to Malmesbury, Stellenbosch, Cape Town, and the Cape Winelands for always coming to our aid when we are in need, especially with fire extinguishing and so forth. Thank you very much, colleagues. This collaboration was evident during the fire at Newrest, where invaluable assistance was received from our neighboring municipalities. We extend our heartfelt gratitude for their unwavering support and help. But let me also say, when they have fires, we also go. Additionally, we will invest in professional development for our officers and provide specialized training so they are better equipped to meet the diverse needs of our community. It is also crucial, ladies and gentlemen, to clarify the services rendered by the municipality to those provided by the district and other stakeholders. ensuring that every resident understands the available resources. This proactive approach will not only enhance public safety, but also reinforce our collective commitment to ensure a supportive environment for all of us. In our ongoing commitment to improve the safety and well-being of our community, we are dedicated to improving the image of the Public Safety Department and fostering trust between the municipality and the residents of Drakenstein. Community development. Speaker, today marks a significant moment in our community's ongoing journey of compassion and care. It is with pride and gratitude that I announce the launch of 2 initiatives designed to uplift and support our most vulnerable residents, namely the enhancement of our soup kitchen program and the revitalization of the Paarl and Wellington night shelters. These things are very close to my heart, especially those 2 things. Firstly, we have allocated funding for new soup kitchens in under-resourced wards. I had a meeting with the opposition parties, and I've listened to your complaints, and we are answering that call. This investment will strengthen our ability to provide daily nourishment for those in need. Secondly, ladies and gentlemen, we have budgeted for upgrades to the Paarl and Wellington night shelters. Through this, we reaffirm our commitment to offering safe and supportive spaces for our homeless community. Councillor Geertse. These efforts represent more than infrastructure. They symbolize our shared value and care, solidarity, and human dignity. Another thing that's very important to Drakenstein municipality is gender-based violence and 365 days of activism. Speaker, we firmly believe that the fight against gender-based violence should be a sustained effort for 365 days a year. Drakenstein municipality continues to pave the way in the national fight against gender-based violence. We are proud to be one of the front runners in the Gender-Based Violence Forum 100 Days Challenge, and will once again participate for the 3rd consecutive year. We make sure that we are there because we take gender-based violence serious. Some of our key gender-based violence programs and initiatives include the following. Empowerment through education. Our gender-based violence workshops have provided vital platforms for education, empowerment, and support within our communities. Youth engagement. Awareness campaigns in high schools, that's where it starts, have played a crucial role in engaging with young people, helping to shift attitudes and behaviors from a very early age. Early intervention, domestic violence workshops, and tailored programs in primary schools ensure age-appropriate education and early intervention strategies. Through these initiatives, Speaker, Drakenstein municipality continues to raise awareness, promote education, and foster a culture of accountability and respect. Our homeless people. What are we saying about them? Speaker, we are pleased to announce that our second night shelter is operational. In addition, the Wellington Night Shelter has increased its capacity to accommodate more individuals when needed. These shelters are stepping stones designed to empower homeless individuals to reintegrate into society and become part of our working community. Each person entering the shelter, not like in the past, not like somewhere else or wherever, each person entering our shelters will be required to participate in various development programs. aimed at equipping them to be able to help themselves upon their release. Our social development section will focus on substance abuse support and rehabilitation referrals. Family reunification, which is one of the most crucial aspects of this process. Skills development and work readiness training. That is, please go and visit it. Those guys are doing real hard and good work there. Our ECD centers. Speaker, Drakenstein Municipality takes the registration of early childhood development centers seriously. Our commitment is to ensure we meet our all standards and remain at the forefront of ECD development. We are proud to be the municipality within the Cape Winelands district with the highest number of registered ECD centers. To date, we have provided first aid training to 55 ECD teachers, ensuring they are equipped to handle emergencies with confidence. We have also assisted 24 teachers in obtaining the national certificates in ECD, a major step toward professional growth and improved service delivery. Furthermore, we have streamlined the ECD registration process to reduce the administrative load on center managers and support them more effectively. Our monthly ECD forum meetings continue to serve as a valuable platform for collaboration, training, and sharing of our best practices. We remain committed to nurturing a safe, supportive, and high-quality learning environment for our youngest residents. Financial assistance to the poor. Speaker, our monthly Section 71 report, that's our monthly financial report, shows that more than 54% of households in Drakenstein are poor. As of 30 April 2025, we have 16,659 indigent households on our database. A total of 208 million rand is estimated to be spent on indigent benefits to assist the poorest of the poor in 2025-2026, which excludes the cost of refuse removal, sanitation, and water provision in the 44 informal settlements. For the 2025-2026 budget, Drakenstein Municipality will provide indigent assistance per household of up to 1,560 rand per month. For the current financial year, until 30 April 2025, an amount of 28 million rand of outstanding indigent debt was written off in terms of the 50-50 principle, where 50% of the outstanding debt of indigent households is written off at the beginning of each financial book year. In an ongoing effort to assist the most vulnerable, it must be mentioned that Drakenstein's indigent support is more than twice the national norm and significantly higher than that of any of our neighboring municipalities. Our indigent support policy makes provision for the following benefit according to a sliding scale. We provide 6 kiloliters of water every month, free of charge. 85 electricity units for category A and B consumers, and 50 units for category C and D consumers every month. Plus, basic charges for up to 30 amp single phase prepaid or conventional electricity meters. Refuse removal charges, once a week for refuse bins. Sewage charge levy for 1 toilet plus basic charges for an earth size up to 550 square meters every month. assessment rate charged on valuation limited to 1 million rand per earth. That is what Drakenstein is providing. Municipal rental rebates equivalent to the maximum amount of the total basket of the free basic services. Please note that when you engage the public ward councillors. It's very important information. Furthermore, the municipality also provides free basic services in Drakenstein's 44 informal settlements in the form of water, sanitation, and refuse removal. New tariffs. Speaker, I want to provide the Council with the assurance that robust internal and external financial discussions are taking place here, as well as benchmarking exercises with neighboring municipalities to ensure that we implement fair and affordable tariffs. This is even more true as we stand on the brink of implementing the new general valuation rule on 1st of July 2025, and must think out of the box to ensure that our community is not severely affected due to the average increases in the property market values of between 50% and 60%. Drakenstein Municipality has managed to keep the budget for property rates income to 538 million rand for the 2025-2026 financial book year, which translates to a 7.2% increase from the 2024 to 2025 financial year. The modest growth in the property rates income is a result of various initiatives taken by this municipality to ensure that the citizens of Drakenstein are not negatively affected by the surge in property valuations. The key initiatives that we have taken. Firstly, the residential cent in the rand, that's the base rate, will be decreased by 22.5% for the 2025-2026 financial year. Secondly, the exemption for all residential property owners will be increased from 220,000 rand to 350,000 rand, which translates into a rebate from property owners of 81 million rand. Thirdly, all qualifying indigent consumers will receive a rebate up to 1 million rand on the value of their property, equaling an amount of 11.5 million rand that is subsidized by Drakenstein Municipality. Fourthly, very important, all pensioners over 60 years old will receive an automatic 5% reduction in property rates payable. This new initiative totals a rebate amount of 6.9 million rand. Additionally, equally important, pensioners over 60 years old with a proven monthly income of 35,000 rand or less will receive additional rate reduction of 10%. Now, we need to be careful here. This is not automatically. It is upon application and approval. 6, residential properties where the owner cannot connect to the water, sewer, or electricity networks will qualify for additional rebate per services as follows. That also happens every day. Water at 7.5%. Sewer at 7.5%. Electricity at 7.5%. If the owner is physically disabled, an additional 7.5% rebate will be supplied. However, a game changer in this is the introduction of the capping principle, We engaged the National Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, COGTA as we know them, the custodians of the Municipal Property Rates Act, regarding capping property rates increases from one financial year to another, as the Act does not explicitly make provision for this. Extensive consultation were held with officials of COGTA National, who concurred that the capping of rates payable will not lead to an interference or a distortion of the market values of properties and is, therefore, acceptable and implementable. It must be noted then, ladies and gentlemen, that Drakensberg Municipality will be the first municipality in the country to implement such a property rates module that includes the capping of property rates for a category of consumers. A property rates capping of 12% of 12.5% for residential property owners will be introduced for the 2025-2026 financial year, which will enable 42,635 property owners to have a maximum increase of 12.5% or less in their property rates payable year on year, regardless of the increase in their market values. Another first this year was the introduction of the municipal calculator to calculate your monthly bill. You don't have to come to the municipality. You don't have to ask anyone. You can calculate yourself. And it's easy, simple, anyone can do it. That's a first for Drakensberg, a first for the country. The proposed tariff increases for other services for the financial year 2025-2026 are as follows. Water, 7.7%. That is directly linked to the increase in bulk water of 20.6% of the city of Cape Town. They have put an increase of 20.6% on our water bill for the municipality. So the water is going up by 7.7%. Refuse removal and sanitation, 5.9%. And electricity, 10.32%. Lastly, Speaker, the fees for new residential water and sewage connections will be reduced by 50%. Speaker, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our ratepayers for honoring their commitments and paying their municipal accounts. That's very important. The quality of services we render is only possible due to the cooperation of Drakensberg residents. Speaker, my concluding remarks. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, building on our successes of the past 5 years, the proposed final budget focuses on enabling economic development to help stimulate job creation, alleviate poverty, and improve people's lives while maintaining financial sustainability and to be accountable. We want to grow Drakensberg into a thriving and highly efficient city where our people can live, where they can work, and where they can play. Drakensberg Municipality's Vision 2032 and its strategic objectives are aligned to the district, provincial, and national strategic objectives and outcomes. The proposed final budget, aligned with the IDP and SDF, is based on realistic revenue streams and is credible and sustainable as confirmed by the assessment report from the provincial government. I want to take this opportunity to thank the Deputy Executive Mayor, Gert Kombrink, sitting here on my right hand, MMCs sitting there, our City Manager, Dr. Johan Leibrand, CFO, Brown, Executive Director sitting there at the back, thank you very much, and all the staff who played a pivotal role in compiling this budget. Speaker, with these remarks, I table the 2025-2026 financial budget. The Deputy Executive Mayor, Alderman Gert Kombrink, will now formally deal with the budget item. I thank you.